we're now going to talk about what we call our unit circle, okay? So this is our unit circle. So let's start talking about the unit circle, okay? And the unit circle is very easy to define because it's a circle of radius 1 whose center is at the origin. So it makes sense that we know the equation of that is x squared plus y squared is equal to 1, okay? Now we're going to reference our angle of rotation in here as alpha, which is of course a sweep. For introductory purposes, we're going in the positive direction, okay? And we'll just keep everything nice and clean in the first quadrant for now, okay? So if that's my angle, alpha, okay? And that's a positive rotation in the counterclockwise sense, okay? Um, we are looking at this triangle that's defined here, and for simplicity's sake, we don't know what this point is, but we'll just call that point with some coordinates x and y, okay? Of course, at different locations, we're going to know exactly what its coordinates are, okay? So if that's the case, then we should agree that the length of this side of the triangle is x and the length of this side is y, okay? So to that extent, if I was asking for the sine of my angle of rotation alpha, and of course the sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse, so then the sine of alpha would equal the y value over the hypotenuse, which is the radius of the circle, which is 1, which just would be y. So I'm going to say my y is synonymous with the sine of alpha. Okay? The cosine of alpha, of course, is the adjacent over hypotenuse, which the cosine of alpha is synonymous with, okay, the x length over the hypotenuse, which is 1. So we have analogous now, x is equal to the cosine of alpha. X is equal to the cosine of alpha, and y is equal to the sine of alpha. So therefore, replacing x and y in my unit circle equation would give me the cosine squared of alpha plus the sine squared of alpha would equal 1. Okay, a very important trigonometric identity we will use over and over again. And this is, okay, this point now can, instead of being called xy, can be called cosine alpha sine alpha. Okay, cosine alpha sine alpha. Okay, now, all right, so we're going to leave it at that for now, and we're going to come back and elaborate on what happens in each quadrant in the next video.